Collective, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan taroist. And thank you for tuning in to Where the Fuck is My Twin Flame? On today's episode. Alright. We got my reading tray has become like a junk drawer. It's just a catch-all, which could be a calcification of the pineal gland. Oh, that's not gonna work. We'll see if... Alright, well, we're just gonna turn this off for now. Because now, I don't know if you can see it, but back there I have a little pink kid's guitar. Because I'm a child, and it only has 3 strings on it. That movie Kubo and the is it 2 strings? Kubo and the 2 strings? That's by Guillermo del Toro. He did Coraline, and he also did The Shape of Water, which I love that movie. Something with I just got very specifically, like, somebody could be veganizing a dish, like their favorite egg dish or something, or trying to find substitutes to get their protein, or maybe somebody eats a lot of eggs and you're transitioning from vegetarian to vegan. Anyway, I just got that because there's a scene in there where she's feeding him boiled eggs. So I see the boiled eggs, and eggs represent, something that's ready to hatch. Unless they're boiled, it's hopefully not going to hatch. But I get something like that. So maybe something around Easter time. But this is like an idea is about to be hatched. Something is about to be hatched. And this could be, a Pisces involved with that third eye. Also the fish man in The Shape of Water. But I don't remember really the premise of Kubo and the 2 strings, but I know that he only has 2 strings. But that guitar has recently started vibrating, so I don't know if the strings, the 2 strings that I've got it held up with, are those chords have gotten loosened, and now there's space for vibration or something. Space for vibration in this connection. You're on the same vibration. It's such a good vibration. And I was just listening to, when I disconnected my Bluetooth to do the reading, the radio came on, and it was Stand By Man and show the world you love him. So this is kind of a lot of different messages, and we'll see how maybe they apply. But the guitar is the pink is the color of the child, the inner child of it's the upper heart chakra. So it's the lightest aspect of the heart chakra, which is the inner child. 2 of Cups here. Kubo and the 2 cups. I don't know, maybe Kubo, the translation of Kubo, is he Japanese? Is that I forget how the film goes. I think I probably watched it when I was drinking. Maybe somebody's giving up alcohol. And it's funny because that song titled Alcohol is I don't want to do them. I sip my alcohol. I don't want to do them bad things no more. I don't want to go back to what I did before, or how I was before, or something like that. 7 of Cups is kind of it's making do, not just making do, it's making new opportunities. 7 of Cups is opportunity. So it's you're energetically elaborating your environment. A lot of E's, something with E, the letter E. Very exciting. You know how people go eek when they're really excited? I do feel like this is a very excitable transition for you. And my Taurus tattoo and this spiral right here is really, does anybody with tattoos, do your tattoos ever itch, or They'll kind of like, some of them will flare up depending on the ink or whatever. And I'm not sure where it comes from or why it does that, but all of my pink ink has absorbed. But this spiral here is itching right now, just the spiral. And like right here underneath the Taurus horn. So maybe some Taurus placements, but it is that spiral. It's like you're getting yourself out of this spiral. Because it's like a maze, right? There's a way out of this. There's a way out. It's not continuously like the snake eating its tail. Scorpionic energy. 9 of Swords. 9 is a number of independence, and it's also 4s and 9s are like solitude numbers. 9 is more like how you present to somebody, which is also your rising sign. I was getting that energy yesterday, and with all of the heat, I am a Leo rising, so maybe you're a Leo rising, but maybe your rising sign is like where you're operating out of. It's like you've done a lot of 4 work, which is inner work. It's sitting in that solitude. It's Virgo and Aquarius. It's very reflective internally. The water bearer. What is that? Avatar? It's kind of like Kubo and the Two Strings. It's isn't there like a animated or that's stop motion? Is there a stop motion Avatar? Anyway, I know M night, so maybe Monday night is important. Also M. We have gotten the name Emma and Emily quite a bit recently, but like M, how it's also EM. And that's like every masculine, which is Whitney Houston. She's saying, I'm every woman. And she was a Leo, I believe. They always change on me, this matrix. But it's like, I'm every masculine. It's all in me, which to be every masculine or to be every woman, right? To be every feminine or every masculine is to be the Emperor and the Empress. 3 of Swords to 3 of Cups. This is like celebrating. You're celebrating. You're done with your era of heartbreak. You're done with it. And you're like buzzing into, maybe you're going out for drinks with this person, right? But celebration, this is a reason to celebrate. Very specifically, but has anyone gone to a kava bar or like a sobriety bar? Yeah, Death and 6 of Pentacles. I just got like, you're done sharing with those who aren't caring. You're done with things that drain you. Because 6 of Pentacles is a very reciprocal energy. It's having enough stability. Pentacles are also health and wealth. So it's like being healthy enough in your own mind, in your own space, that you're not putting your bullshit onto other people. You're not putting your sickness onto other people. You are fully accountable to do that work. Because death is like, it's laying that to rest. It's laying old versions of yourself to rest. Whether that was the version of you that drank or, consumed animal products. Whatever this transition is, it's a very coming back to yourself, back to your truth. And it's getting you closer to the divine. The closer you get to the divine, whatever the Holy Trinity is to you, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, me, myself, and I, body, mind, and spirit, the divine masculine, divine feminine, divine creation. That is the ultimate descriptor, because masculine and feminine energy is in all things. It is the yin and yang. It is the epitome. I'm getting a lot of E words. Maybe your name starts with the letter E, or you have like multiple E's in your name, or you have like the E sound, like my name is Nikki. That's also reminds me of, is it Ted with and I believe, is he a Scorpio? Mark Wahlberg. Maybe the name Mark Wally Wahlberg. Are you with us, Marcus Wahlberg? Anyway, I believe he's still alive, but Scorpio represents death. So there could be somebody that's like speaking to you. Your ancestors are really, some particular individual could be a Scorpio, or like, you know, like your rising sign, the rising sign, it's like you're rising up, Phoenix rising. I also just put this necklace on, I got at one of the little shops or whatever, and it was just like a cheap little necklace or whatever, but to me, I think it's pretty cool. It looks like an angel, but it also kind of looks like a phoenix or a hawk or an eagle, something rising up. I get like a phoenix rising, so I just liked it. It also kind of reminds me of like those puka shell necklaces that were really popular when I was in school. So maybe somebody wears some kind of jewelry like that. A lot of like turquoise, or if somebody's rocking a puka shell, that's funny. That's the first thing I shoplifted was a puka shell necklace. Just saying, I'm not condoning that, of course. But that was something like, I was operating out of a very dishonest place to do that. And then, you know, I was just talking about this morning, how the universe has always kept me honest. Like, I get caught doing things, I'm just, lying is not in my wheelhouse, because every time I try to lie, the universe is like, you're going to get caught. You're not a good liar, so just tell the truth, which is what I want to do all along anyway, right? Most of us want to just tell the truth. We want to be accepted for our truth. We want to be respected for our truth. So there could be something about gaining respect and recognition for your truth finally. So there could be some kind of like vindication, maybe in like your family or your friend group or at work or something. Maybe you've been kind of under a lens. Maybe you've been like, there's been like rumors, gossip, suspicions about you or whatever you're doing. And of course, whenever you're charging up into that divine frequency, people are looking at you because they're like, how are they doing what they're doing? How can I use that? Right? This is what the powers that be, they and them and all that, right? This is what they have done. They have taken the magician's powers. They have taken all of that information, that divine information, and they have mutated it into an ego, 3D, self-serving ulterior agenda. Agenda is the word I was looking for. But the Six of Pentacles is about, it's selfless service, right? It's having enough to give to others. If you're serving selflessly, and you don't have enough to give, that's not selfless service, honey. Honey child. Because that's when you overgive, because you're getting depleted. You're giving to things that are not giving back to you. And with this Six of Pentacles, it's not necessarily, hey, I gave a homeless person $10 and then they gave me $10 back, or somebody else gave me $10 back, right? It's, if you're giving out of an authentic place, you're not expecting the reciprocation, but you just know when you're on a divine frequency, there's a faith there of, it'll come back to me. So if you've gone through relationships, come out of something that was like, wow, that really didn't work out. Like that really, really didn't work out. There's a faith here that, you know what, the next one will work out. And maybe you know that. Maybe you just have that faith that the next one will work out. And it's not just kind of saying the next person is my person, I'm going to make it work. And, it's knowing that you're in a frequency of accepting and receiving what is divinely aligned for you. And that you have been giving without expectation. You've been helping others. You've been holding space for others. You've been doing these things that are aligned with your truth. And it's like you're going to receive your true abundance, because you've been receiving your karmic abundance or whatever, because abundance isn't all necessarily good, right? People want to attribute that to being like a tower, because with the death here, it's like towers, everyone thinks it's bad. But there are good towers and there is false abundance, right? You can inherit a bunch of money, or you can steal it. You can get it for doing things that are not aligned with your truth. You can make plenty of financial abundance with the pentacles here, but it's not authentic divine abundance, right? So the Chariot here, it's like the Chariot is following your heart. In love, this is a masculine coming in to pursue their feminine. They're following their heart. They finally have a direction, right? Because action takes direction. It's a lot of information there. 15 minutes in. All right, let's get to the cards. 18 and 1. The Moon and the Ace of Pipes, which is the Ace of Wands. But pipes also feel... See, that's why I also get confused with these. Or there's that little switch, because swords are represented by the hatchet, which have these little like dots down the side, and it looks like a pipe, and pipes are wands. But see, looking at this pipe, I'm getting swords because you think wind. Well, I think wind anyway. With the moon, it's like the howling. Somebody's calling out. This masculine might be calling out to the feminine. Could be a Sagittarius here. We've got this archer in the background. But that, again, is that focus. I've got my target. I'm honed in on my target. Beep, beep, beep. I've been doing this my whole life. Beep, 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 beep. Looking back. Now I finally see them, and I'm laser focused, because when you're on your path long enough, it's like you can see the path ahead. While you're building that faith, while your faith is being tested, you don't see the path. But when your third eye is open, when you've catered to that, when you've nurtured that skill, we'll call it a skill, because it's nurturing something that is natural to us that we've actually come away from. So this is a returning to truth, returning to honoring your ability to see things. I think you've seen a lot of things, and you've maybe even expressed to people like, watch out, maybe don't go down the way, and people have gotten pissed at you, or you kind of called what was going to happen. And I think that you've witnessed a few people, maybe many people around you, kind of go down a wrong path for them. They don't have to go down your path, but it's like you always saw, and because you listened to them, you knew they don't want that. That's not their truth, right? Because we all have to follow our own individual truth, and they're not all on the same path. That's why it's like a little challenging to know if you're on the right path, because you're alone. There's no one else around you except your spirit team and all of that. But again, with the moon and the wolf here, that is more Piscean energy. The number 9, the number 1, that's 10, right? So it's like bringing an ending to ignoring your gift of sight. Because I think a lot of people maybe were like, you maybe spooked your parents when you were growing up because you saw things. You communed with others, because Pisces is the high priestess. You commune. I'm getting necromancy, but you commune with the dead. You don't rise the dead necessarily. But maybe you kept bringing something back from the dead, like a relationship, or you kept repeating that cycle. It's like you kept bringing something back from the dead. This is you finally laying it to rest, putting some flowers on that headstone and saying, you know what? Or spreading those ashes. Maybe you are going through some sort of grief right now with the death card there, where you have lost somebody. Something could be like their anniversary of their passing. But I am seeing like a graveyard, somebody going and kind of honoring the dead. Again, we've been getting this paternal healing, particularly on the maternal side. So it's like this mother wounding healing. So maybe you lost a mother, and there's maybe some things that were unsaid. And because you have tapped back into your ability to commune with those who have passed, it's like you've received some sort of internal spiritual healing that is allowing you to see the path ahead and trust in the path ahead, because temperance is also that faith with the Sagittarius there. So Sagittarius and Pisces are showing up pretty major here. We've got Pentacles, Cups, a lot of water energy here with the 7, 3 of Cups, and the Chariot. We have the King of Pentacles. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of feminine energy here. Because it's the past, the only masculine energy here is the Ace of Wands, which is something new. It's like the masculine is finally able to be introduced into this realm because the frequency is right. Virgo energy here as well. But the 3 of Swords is the only other masculine energy, and that's past energy. of heartbreak, disappointment, things not working out like you would hope they would, which blinded you, you know, your third eye blind. Let's go from this one. All right, we've got 2, and Moana reminds me of the ocean. Well, she's connected with the ocean, like literally in the movie. And it's the 2 birds, 2 kites. So it's air energy as well, so water and air. Communicating about little pig, let me in. There's a little pig there. So that is also more wolf energy, because the 3 little pigs and the wolf. The big bad wolf, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. I just got somebody using ice baby. Somebody using some vanilla ice. Maybe the smell of vanilla is important here, but I'm getting somebody using ice during physical intimacy, right? So I'll leave it at that. You can use your imagination, right? This is 18 plus anyway, so all my readings are so far. But 15, which is 6, connected to the ocean. My heart is like the ocean, you've calmed my crashing waves, and you're the true devotion I choose to take the place of the temporary love life I've held on to so long. I've put all of my cards down, and right when I was saying cards down, I saw the Disney flashcards, the word card, because I finally found the one. Now those are lyrics that I wrote when I was younger for a wedding that didn't happen, but anyway, I wrote a song for them, and so yeah, maybe those lyrics apply, because that's just what I got was, my heart is like the ocean, because Moana is so connected to the ocean, and you know, she has that spiral hook that she wears. What is that? The hook of the sea, or I don't know what the hell it's called. I've never seen that all the way through, but more Cancerian energy as well, with the shiny, the crab that sings shiny. I do like that part. I have seen that part a couple times. I've only seen it in gaps, like my nieces were watching it, and then like the daycare that I worked at, they were watching it, you know, but I've only ever seen like pieces of it. And then, you know, another wave of kids come in, they change it or whatever, you know, or, you know, kids. I say, you know, kids, because maybe you have children or you're around kids a lot. But anyway, something with baking, New Orleans, Louisiana Saturday night, maybe something with Saturday night is important. So we had 15 in the number, and then we have 15 in the word with the cups here, 15 cups. A lot of cups energy. Baking with the wood here, I mean, that gives me earth energy. It's very domestic. It's someone who maybe likes to bake, likes to prepare food. Somebody could be quite domestic. But there's still a freedom in this feminine energy with these kites. But it's like you're both flying together. You're both able to fly and be free together. Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far away from here. Dear God, make me a bird. Forrest Gump. I believe Tom Hanks is Scorpio. Page of Pentacles here. Somebody, this masculine is coming in with a very solid offer, because we have the 9 of Cups. So this is wish fulfillment coming in with this. Maybe younger masculine, but they're definitely coming in. They're approaching in an innocent way with a very humble, very sweet, endearing offer. Something like it's possibly a gift, a physical gift. Which is funny, I just received a gift, and it's a bottle of tonic, herbal tonic, and it has a third eye on it. With like it's like a corally red color. Coral also is like the sea. Maybe you live by the sea, you're gonna go to the sea, maybe you just miss the sea. Maybe I just miss the sea. But I'm seeing a lot of water which is good. Finally, we've had so so many wands and all that. It's just, I mean, we have the Ace of Wands. So this is a new passionate beginning, but it's Ace of Wands. So it's like, it's a very passionate, intimate. It's like one-on-one. So maybe you're going to have some one-on-one interaction with this person. Like you're finally going to, and I miss the sea because I'm landlocked. You know, I'm from Florida. I used to be surrounded by water, and now I'm surrounded by land, which is great as an earth sign. You know, there's a lot of pentacles around, and it's beautiful, and the landscapes are all that. But my heart is like the ocean, y'all. I am a Cancer moon, so there's something in this divine feminine, I feel, that's like calling to the ocean, and this mask, which is, they're calling for the sea. They're calling for that emotional love and fulfillment. And this masculine is going to supply that. So, but you may be going kind of on a day trip to some water, to some bodies of water or something, spending the day. You know, it's warming up in some places of the world. So, you know, take that as it resonates. But yeah, we have the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a slower moving masculine, and the feminine is kind of getting a little bit weary. They're weary. They need this calm. They need this sustenance. I think you guys are going to like eat very well. You're going to, there's a lot of like Taurus energy here with the sensuality of cooking, making love, but it's like together. It's, you can both be free, but only together. And you're up in the sky together. It's like, you two might just kind of, I mean, you've been kind of playing in your dreams for a long time, it feels. In the 5D, a lot of 5D, third eye work. But it's time to bring it into the 3D. You're like, I know. This feminine is like, it's time. It's time. I'm ready. I feel landlocked. You know, because landlocked is pentacles, fixed energy as well. So it's somebody feeling stuck, and it's also maybe somebody who was focused on their financial abundance. And now they want, the lovers. And what did I say? There's a masculine maybe traveling across water, but it's like they're taking them to the sea. This masculine is taking this feminine to the sea. And yeah, there could be children involved. There is a little child here, but this is the Holy Trinity here with the 6 of Swords. The 6 is the number of agape love, right? So it is unconditional love, and this person's coming in, and there's a lot of communication here. But see, they're talking behind them, or their communication is behind them. What does that mean? What does that mean? Page of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Communication is behind them. Okay, maybe the communication is behind them because it's like, I'm done talking. That's also love and other drugs. Where this masculine's having, you know, he's unable to perform in this scene, and she's like, well, just talk to me, you know, and he's like, I don't want to talk. He's a Sagittarius too, Jake Gyllenhaal, and she's a Scorpio. So, I believe that is Anne Hathaway and Jake Gyllenhaal's signs. But she's, you know, let's talk, and he's like, I don't want to talk, you know, he just wants to have sex. But he doesn't really. You know, of course he wants something more authentic, but he doesn't know how to do that, blah 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 blah, that whole same story, runner chaser thing. So that's a good movie to watch if you want to. It's cute. I like it. Well, it's deep and dramatic and fun and flirty and all that stuff. But then, you know, he catches on and he wants to keep talking, and she's like, he finally gets where he's able to perform. and she's like, no more talking. This feminine is like, no more talking. So maybe that is it. It's all talk or whatever. It's maybe there is a physical distance and all you're able to do is talk. This feminine wants to bring it into the 3D. They are tired of this distance, whatever it is. If it's a 3D distance, if it's a physical distance, if it's a emotional distance, whatever. This Page of Wands is coming forward with the Fool. 6. There's 3 6s. 666. So maybe Capricorn energy here. We got the Magician, Page of Swords. And that Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. This masculine could, there could be a lot of fire and earth in your charts. A lot of water as well. Or maybe somebody is lacking water in their chart, so the way that they approach love has been different. They've never really known how to get into that. Again, this feminine like opens this masculine up, and now the feminine's like, all right. Yeah, that's great. Maybe this masculine gives this feminine, or will give this feminine, compliments. Or just a lot of gratitude. Yeah, because this masculine kind of puts this feminine up on a pedestal. Don't do that, masculines. That's way too much pressure for your partner. Yeah, I was going to say 8 of Cups. That might make them walk away. It might be too much. So, 2 of Cups. Keep it reciprocal. But this masculine does feel kind of like, this feminine is everything. Like, not that they view them as like a trophy partner, but it's like they are the trophy. Sagittarius with the Temperance there again. They see them as being very healing. And I think that, the feminine has maybe dealt with masculines in the past. Union, 2 of Cups again. That, they had to be their, it was like they were sort of their battery charger. King of Cups is coming in. Knight of Wands. There's some freakiness in this masculine though, but it's like very wholesome freakiness. King of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, it's very wholesome. 4 of Swords. It's very restful. It feels luxurious. It feels decadent. I see a lot of senses being engaged here, being aroused, where it's like everything that you say, everything is like, also eat, love, eat, pray, love. I almost said eat, love, pray. With the 4 of Swords in the past there, it's like, I'm done praying for this person. I've got my prayers right. I know what I want. I'm very direct in my manifestations and what I'm calling in and what I desire. Because most people start manifesting, they don't really know what they want. You know exactly what you want, and so you're able to call somebody in. So it's like you're done praying for it. You're done asking for it. You know that it's coming in. It's like love is coming in. Love is coming. You've prayed for this, so it's coming in. But I do see eat, pray, love. It's like there's a lot of, a little bit hedonistic, but in a way that's like, it's very indulgent and decadent. Decadent is the word I'm getting. It's, which in Eat, Pray, Love, there is that term, is it dolce far niente? I think that's how it's said. Anyway, maybe somebody speaks Italian, but, maybe somebody uses their hands a lot, as I use my hands a lot. Someone could gesture a lot. Or be kind of like an expressive talker or something. But enough talking. I think you're going to kind of just like dive into each other. Not even dive, because dive is like aggressive. You're going to like dip, submerge into each other. I get like you're getting into a body of water, and it's like, it's so refreshing. It's cooling on a hot day. It's warming and bath water on a cold day. It's like this love becomes, it's like the room of requirement. The sweetness of doing nothing is what that dolce far niente is, whatever. Niente, anyway, whatever it is, it's the sweetness of doing nothing. So it's like it's like taking a nap in the afternoon. I'm getting like a box fan, clean sheets, like the sheets are nice. As a Taurus, it's just like, that's like the perfect little womb. It's like this little love womb that you are in, and you probably are just going to be like eating in bed, and then you're going to set that over, and then you're going to make love, and then you're maybe going to watch a movie, and then you're going to go for a walk, and maybe go for a walk on the beach, and you're going to take day trips. It's like you do everything together because you want to, not because you have to, not because you're bound to each other, because you choose each other. And who wouldn't choose this life? It sounds freaking amazing. It's the King of Pentacles, 34. It's so compatible. You're matched. You're a perfect match. It's like that memory game with the cards flipped over, it's like you flip a card over, and it's like until you flip over the card that you're looking for, you look at it and you go, no, like your discernment feels very honed in. You've really worked on your intuition and following your intuition, listening to your gut. It's like you very much tapped into the high priestess energy, temperance energy, trusting your faith. You just, in whatever way you believe, the universe is sending that information back to you. It's all information, and you're sending it back to you. And every tower that comes in, you're like, every tower is a good tower, because every tower, whether it's a disappointment, if it's a disappointment, you're like, well, I got to change my expectations, and not lower them, just change them, because this is not fitting. This doesn't fit. This is not the card I'm looking for. These are not the droids you're looking for. It's like you're a fucking Jedi. You're two Jedis here. Do I consistently speak the truth, or do I exaggerate at times? Yeah, so if you are like speaking in hyperbolic, if you're doing affirmations with like hyperbolic, like I never want that again, or I'm trying to think of an example, or like nothing ever works out for me, that kind of like 5 of Cups, disappointed energy, that 5 of Pentacles. None of that is here. So I think that these are questions you've probably already asked yourself, like, am I really speaking my truth? Because I'm not seeing my truth. And I know as a magician, I have the power to change that and shift the paradigm of what I'm calling in. So it's like, am I really speaking the truth here? And exaggerate is like a little lie, right? You're done telling little lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Don't tell me lies. Do I make assumptions and speak before I know the facts? Right? Can I be depended on to speak up when I need to? Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, because just because you live in your truth, are you speaking it out into existence? I exercise the power of spoken word for transformation. Yeah, the affirmations here. Hindu yogis have used mantras for protection and wisdom to enhance their concentration and meditation, and to help them achieve enlightenment and oneness with God. In Jewish mystical tradition, Kabbalists taught that by calling and meditating on the names of God, we could tap into an infinite source of power to restore peace and harmony to this world. In Catholic tradition, the rosary and other prayers are repeated to invoke divine intercession. That's it. It's not black magic. You're not manipulating things. You are calling in what is true. You're living in that truth. You're speaking it out into existence. That's all that you will accept as well. So if it's not the card that you were looking for, it goes back over until you find the one. You're not looking at it and going, but you know what? Maybe they could be together. I'm not putting you could be a masculine water sign and a feminine earth sign, but I'm not going, oh, it's a king and queen of pentacles, or it's a queen of pentacles and a king of cups. It's like I'm trying to make this king of cups into a king of pentacles, right? So you may have had a connection with somebody that was kind of indescribable and passionate or whatever, but you weren't compatible, because earth represents compatibility. You want the same things. You're willing to work for the same things. And instead of going, oh, but there's a pentacle in this picture, or, oh, but maybe the gold in their cup is like the gold of this pentacle. It's not. You're making excuses. You're trying to transform somebody else into something else. No, you're staying in your truth here, feminines, and you're attracting this masculine. Masculine, you're staying in your truth here. You're not trying to pursue anything that is not your match, which I like. I like that. That's a very powerful stance. All right, everybody. That is going to be it for now. Tropical trio. Yeah, something about the tropics, pineapple, banana. Maybe you like pina coladas. Also, I mean, this could be a reconciliation as well with the King and Queen of Pentacles. Maybe you were a king and, you were different because you came from different things. You didn't know how to love each other the same way. You weren't speaking the same language. But I'm getting that song, if you like pina coladas, where they are a married couple. But it is like twin flames. They're already married in the 5D, right? The divine union is them coming into union in the 3D. So it's like you guys are already married and you're sending out these love letters for exactly what you want, and then you're realizing, oh, it's right there. But you can tell if you really look at that song, these two people have never expressed that. They're like, I didn't know you like pina coladas. How have you been married and you don't know what your person likes to drink? I ask a lot of fucking questions, so I know if I'm interested, I'm gonna know everything about you, more than you want me to know. So, it's like, this is just knowing what you want, speaking it out, and it just arriving, and you kind of being like, wow, I guess I did it. I guess I am a master manifester. And you knew it. So it doesn't feel surprising to me. It feels like you've got the system hacked. Like you understand how this works. And that's it. You're not... this lip balm also smells like tanning oil, or banana boat. Something with bananas. Bananas in pajamas are coming down the stairs. Maybe you're gonna watch like the morning news or cartoons or something like very early in the morning with this person. I feel like it's very slow living. You guys just wake up together, you do the day together, you go to sleep together, and then you're dreaming. It's like you're hanging out in your dreams when you're laying right next to each other. It's which is like what you've always been doing, because I feel like you have been out and about in your life, taking yourself on day dates or day trips or whatever by yourself. It's like your person's always there. You might actually catch yourself talking out loud to this person. Like, I know how you would if they were right there. Like, they make a joke or they notice something and you're like, I know, that is a beautiful tree. And then you guys come together in the 3D and it's just like business as usual. And now they're just saying it out loud in the 3D. But they were always there in your ear. They were always there in your heart. Aww. That sounds so corny, but corny is good. Kate Winslet in The Holiday. So the holidays can be very important, or again, going on a trip. You guys are going to go on a holiday together. But she's like, I'm looking for corny in my life. I need corny in my life. I need corny. And in Eat, Pray, Love, she's like, I'm looking to be unnerved. Because he's like, you can come to my yoga class if you don't... if you don't have a problem if you don't get unnerved by a bunch of crunchy people chanting in Sanskrit. And she's like, I need to be unnerved. It's like, this feminine's looking for a shakeup. They're ready for this. So masculines, if you're watching this, like, they're ready for it. Feminines, if you're watching this, like, what you're doing is working. You're calling them in. So this is a confirmation that keep doing what you're doing. Keep staying in your truth. Keep staying in your authenticity. And don't settle. Don't try to change anybody else. Everything is going according to plan. According to plan. Our son will be married according to plan. That is also getting these like cartoons, animation, stop motion, claymation. But that is The Corpse Bride. So again, it's like The Corpse Bride would be like scorpionic energy of, this is like, you're always meant to be married. I know that that's not the case for them in there. But frankly, they were a better match. Because they were like actual friends, and maybe you two will play the piano or play music together or something, when sitting at the piano. So it's like, and again, maybe somebody lost a partner. I think that was a message in yesterday's reading or the one before. Someone could have lost a partner, so there could be like a corpse bride, and maybe somebody didn't think that they would be able to love again. So that could be a specific message for somebody or confirmation. But it's, our son will be married according to plan. But maybe you've never been married before. Maybe you've just always known and held out for this. And this is just a confirmation that your faith was right. Your beliefs were right. You were right. And so there is sort of a vindication there of like, I'm not crazy. To believe in this grand love that nobody else around me seems to believe in, or all right, I'm out of here. Thank you, everybody, for your time, your energy, your support, your donations, your subscriptions, your likes, everything. It's all support, and I appreciate all of it. And hopefully there was something in here for you. And until next time, I wish you well.